Hi, I'm Bonnie. This is Damien Tullier with Remax Select, and I'm here for Rolling with Realtors today. So I've got some good questions to ask him.
Awesome. Well, thanks for having me, Bonnie. We're just kind of rolling through this neighborhood, checking it out. I mean, you know, if you're in Central, we're in kind of the old Bellingrath area right now, Bellingrath Estates. It's great little neighborhood. I'm scooping out all the houses for sale because I don't always come through here.
Yeah,
but anyway.
Yeah. So, okay, so the first question.
Yes.
People ask us all the time, are we in a housing bubble?
Oh, that's one we get all the time too. My answer to that is no. The reason why I don't believe we're in a housing bubble is because housing projection as far as price appreciation is still in the positive for 2022. Okay, and so if we are gonna fall off a cliff, I would think that of the 7 major prognostications, somebody would have it right. You would think. Yeah. Maybe not, but you know, everything seems strong. I think even though we're, you know, there's, you know, a lot of questions about the economy right now with inflation and everything. You know, the housing market's strong. We're still technically a seller's market, you know, and so I don't see where, you know, we're going to have such drastic decrease to get us to that point where we're going to be in a bubble where we're going to actually start to see, you know, the rapid drop in prices. I just don't see it happening right now.
Good. Next, I guess, question or comments that we can talk about are mortgage rates right now.
Yeah, that's definitely one of those things that's kind of up in the air. There's a lot of, you know, there's a lot of opinions. I'm sure you have a lot of opinions too, and hear a lot of stuff that, you know, on your side of the business. But you know, I think we've seen a little bit more of a rapid increase this year than we expected. Yeah. You know, if we were looking back at January, I wouldn't have told you we would be up almost 3 points, or, you know, from where the year started, or over 3 points. I hadn't looked at it today, but
I don't think it's quite that much.
Is it not quite that much?
Not right now. Not right now.
Okay. But you know, it's definitely been a larger increase. I mean, you would probably agree with that. Most everybody has predicted. You know, and so I think, you know, one of the things I was looking at this morning, I actually read a lot of stuff from National Association of Realtors, and their chief economist is Dr. Lawrence Yoon, and he had a comment, and he made had a quote that basically tied, you know, really highlighting how right now the mortgage rates are tied to inflation. Yeah. And that as inflation is still out of control and rising, you're going to still see some of these mortgage rates, you know, increase. You know, it's
kind of volatile for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's extreme. I mean, you know, and look at it. What was it? 10, 15 days ago, you know, we had that 75 basis point increase, and everybody's like, "Oh, they're going up, and they didn't. They actually went down a little bit, didn't they?
People think that the Feds, when they raise it, that raises mortgage rates, right? And it's usually we see the rise before the Fed meets.
That's right.
Sure.
That's right.
And then, you know, if they rise the rates, I guess to kind of balance out, mortgage rates are a little bit lower. They usually get a little bit of a dip, so we're having a dip right now. Yeah,
yeah, and you know, the second part of his quote was saying, you know, basically is if not mortgage rate, but if inflation can be contained, then he actually expects a little bit of a decrease. You know, and so you know that was it. Yeah, I mean, that would be great. And you know, and if that's the case, and if you feel like you've missed out on your buying opportunity, maybe you really haven't. You know, because the other plus is that we are in, like I said, we're still in a seller's market. But you know, if I were to if you would have asked me this question 3 months ago, 4 months ago, we had 900 and something homes for sale in the 10 parish area.
Wow.
Yes, that's it. You know, now we have almost 2,000, and so we're definitely seeing an increase in inventory, which is something we haven't had. I mean, I can't even tell you the last time we've been over 2,000 properties for sale.
That's great.
It's been years.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I think that
less of a bidding war.
Yeah, it's definitely lessening the bidding war. It's lessening the you know, buyers have more power. You know, I'm even seeing closing costs come back into play. Yeah, I mean, you know, where buyers are getting some closing assistance, and sellers are being willing to do it because they recognize that we have had a shift in the market.
That really helps first-time home buyers for sure.
It really,
a lot of times they don't have a lot of money to put into.
Well, and especially now with the prices what they are for first-time home buyers, it's a tough market for first-time home buyers. It certainly is. It certainly is. So, but yeah, interest rates and fear, you know, is just you know, it's something that's really ruling a lot right now, and I think. You know, I think if that inflationary number can get under control and we can maybe see a little bit of a deflation, you know, then I think we're gonna, it's gonna stabilize. So. I don't think we're in a real major recession. You know, I don't think it's going to be major. I think it's going to be, you know, I mean,
we've been through those.
Yeah, we have. Yeah. I don't want to go back to that one.
No.
I wasn't in the industry at that point in time in 2008, but I've studied it, and
it was tough.
It was ugly.
Yeah. But it was worse even in the 1990s.
Yeah.
I mean, it was double digits for a while.
Yeah, no, it surely was.
Yeah, I don't think we'll ever. I don't want to say never see that, but I don't think that we're going to see that. So as to home sales, do you think those will moderate for the rest of this year?
Yes, and like we were saying, you know, we were saying a few minutes ago, you know, we have less demand right now, and I think the less demand is increased, you know, is caused by the higher interest rates. You know, the inflation, I think, scares people. You know, it creates a lot of fear, as we were saying a minute ago, and so you have just this uncertainty. Does that mean it's a bad time to buy a house? No, I don't think so. You know, one of your best hedges against inflation is real estate.
That's true.
You know, and so
best investment period. Yeah, no matter the rate.
Yeah, and so you know, the thing that if you can get in it and afford it, you know, I don't ever recommend anybody overextend themselves.
Right.
But if you can get in it and afford it, and you know, and get into your home at a fixed rate. Yeah. The only way that monthly payment changes is if your taxes increase or if your insurance increases.
Right.
It's fixed. It's stable. It's stationary. It's not moving. Versus a rental.
Right.
You know, you go in a rental and every year, yeah.
There's no, you don't appreciate.
Well, not just that, but then you're also at the mercy of the landlord if they're going to increase the rates.
True.
You know, and so you might have a gradual increase over time, whereas if you buy that house, you know, if you can afford it, if you buy it and get in it, you have a fixed payment that's only going to fluctuate, like I said, based on taxes and insurance. Right. And it's just not gonna, not gonna be that big a deal.
What goes up comes back down.
It does. It does. So
at least you're having an investment made.
And so to kind of get back to your question, to moderate, I do think it's going to moderate. If we look back 30 days from today, I looked back the other day, actually over the weekend, and we were 910 sales in the last 30 days. And so, that puts us at, if we're at 1,900 and something homes for sale, you're a little over 2 months inventory, 2.1 months, 2.2 months, whatever it ends up being, inventory available. And so, it's coming up, it kind of shows you, but even then, like we were talking about seller's market, to get into a buyer's market, we're going to have to see like 5,800 homes for sale. To get, and that might not even quite be a buyer's market. That might be more considered more neutral. But I mean, you're still talking about 3 times as many houses we have for sale right now. So it's still a lot of it still is favoring the seller. But like I said, we've seen a drastic increase in inventory, so that's definitely helping out the buyers as well.
I haven't heard that. I didn't realize that many homes needed to be for sale to be a buyer's market.
Yeah, well, I mean, a neutral market is considered somewhere in the 5 to 6 month range. Yeah. And so if we're selling 1,000 a month, you just do simple multiplication times 5 times 6, whatever it is. I mean, you're 6,000, plus, over 5 to 6,000 homes that have to be on the market to get into that.
So that many that buyers are competing. And so, I mean, I want to make this point. You want a really good realtor to help you get that home, period. Yes. And I mean, this guy here.
Well, I'd love to help. There's a lot of great agents in our city. We all work together. That's one of the great things about this industry that I'm in is that, although I may compete with a lot of these people, I also rely on them at the same time. It's very unique, because they have a listing, I have a buyer, and so we got to team up, work together, and do what's best for both clients, and so that's super important. And
experience matters.
Experience does matter. Yeah. Experience does matter. So definitely.
Okay. Well, that's some great information. Stuff I didn't know.
Yeah, no, it's, I'm a little bit of a stats geek, Bonnie. So.
I know, and that's why I thought this is the perfect time to ask some of these questions because I get it all the time. So I appreciate you answering those questions.
Yeah, no, I think it's very, very important that our industry educate the public. Yeah. And so that's I'm a teacher by trade in my background, my past life. I was an educator, and so that kind of carries on into my real estate career and just trying to teach people.
Were you a math teacher?
No, it wasn't math. So it wasn't math.
That's good to know. So okay, well, thank you for joining me. That's some great information.
Awesome.
So anyway, Damien Tullier with Remax Select.
Yeah, if you got a question, give me a call. Look me up on Google. You can find my phone number anywhere.
Well, I'm going to put it in the link.
Okay, sweet.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right, thank you.
All right.